All right, Adam, thank you so much. Well, this Saturday, thousands of walkers and runners will help Prisma Health Midlands Foundation kick breast cancer to the curb. For 32 years now, the impact of the Walk for Life and the famously Hot Pink Half Marathon and 5K have been incredible, with more than $11.3 million raised, all in support of Prisma Health Breast Center here in Columbia.
Yeah, and here today to share more about the purpose and passion that really fuels this event is Sep Canty. She's a breast cancer survivor, and Kara Hamilton, Prisma Health Cancer Institute right here in Columbia, and she's also a board member as well. So thank you both so much for coming on the show, and thank you for being advocates for such an important cause.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Kara, I want to start with you. This event, you know, it's become a signature event, really, for not just the capital city, but for the Midlands. And we do talk a lot more about breast cancer these days. But I still don't know if people realize the impact that it has on our community. How does this event make a difference in fighting breast cancer?
So this event stays right here in the Midlands. All of your dollars are staying right here, which I think differentiates us from some other events. This year we are raising funds for a brand new biopsy tool. This is cutting edge technology, and it's really important for the doctors to have this to be able to best serve their patients, like Sep, that, you know, something that can really improve their quality of their care is just so important to this entire process.
You know what? I see some pictures the team has pulled up. I was going to tell you about these later, but let me go ahead and show you, because many of you obviously will recognize the Attorney General. He's with his wife, Jennifer. Some of you will remember Jennifer when she used to be a WIS reporter. She recently announced her breast cancer diagnosis. She's been so bold and so brave, really, in sharing her story, sharing her treatment, the impact that it has had on her. And Sep, at one point, you know, she was wearing the wig. You know, she's a mom as well. You know, she's a working mom. I mean, a wife. You know, I mean, so many demands. But you know, she kicked the wig to the curb, and she was like, you know what? I want people to see what this really looks like, the toll that it takes. And she's been encouraging other women to make sure that they get their mammograms. You have been doing the same thing.
Yes. It's important that you get your mammograms and also self-exams as well at home. It's difficult leading life as usual, but if you don't get the mammograms, if you forget, or if you don't do the self-exams, you may miss the opportunity to continue a full life. Those mammograms are so important, so I'm urging women to go out and get your yearly mammograms and do your self-exams in between.
And Sep, you did yours at the age of 30 because you knew you had a history of breast cancer in your family. Can you just pinpoint and talk more about the importance of, again, of just making sure you have those self-examinations? Because while breast cancer, you can be aware of it, it can also be a silent killer as well if you are not paying attention to those changes with your body.
Absolutely. In July of 2012, I had a clean mammogram, and my first symptoms started 8 months later in February. And so you're talking about a span of just months when you have a clean mammogram and now you've got symptoms. And I unfortunately put it off for a couple of months because of my family history. In the back of my mind, I knew something was wrong. But when I decided to go to the doctor, that's when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. But thank God we still caught it early, even though I let it go a couple of months.
And right now you are a survivor, but you have people that are close to you that are still battling breast cancer, including your mom, and I hope that she is doing okay right now.
Mom is good.
Good news to hear. Yes. How do you share your story to keep others encouraged? Because they may, you know, around this time of the month, I notice everyone has on their pink. Love the shirts, by the way, for the race. And sometimes I think that it becomes just a color or just a month, and then after October is over, people go on about their lives. But just based on what you went through, what is one thing that you would tell people out there to help them continue to remember and advocate for breast cancer awareness?
The one thing that I would tell them is just to continue advocating and raising the funds. Right now, we don't have a cure. I wish we did, but the funds is what keep the technology, the educational materials ready for those people that are unfortunately diagnosed. And unfortunately, cancer doesn't have an age, it doesn't have a race. You know, cancer affects us all. And I've had people that I know that were diagnosed in their 20s, their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. So just going out and making sure that we're advocating in the events like the walk and all of the other things that we do to continue to stay relevant in the public and the community, and to let them know that, hey, we should be out here raising these funds and keeping them right here in the Midlands, so that people can benefit, our women and our men.
Absolutely.
Who are
It's important to
diagnosed
mention
with
the
breast
men as
cancer.
well. Kara, when we come back, I want to talk with you about the event because there are some changes this year. But Sep, as I listen to you talk about your journey, I actually have somebody very close to me who had a biopsy this morning, and so we're waiting to hear what the diagnosis is going to be. But we just shared Jennifer Wilson's pictures. Our Richland County coroner, Natha Rutherford, has shared her story as well. My question is about for your support group, the people who love and adore you. What advice do you have for support circles about how they can best offer support? Because when you are waiting to hear that diagnosis, or when you do get that word, a lot of times people are paralyzed by fear, you know, and they don't reach out because they just don't know what to say or how to reach out. What guidance would you give us about that?
I would say be there but listen and watch for clues, because you are paralyzed, you are afraid, you're not. And it's more of the uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen and what lies ahead, what kind of treatments and things you need. So I would say be there and basically just listen. Ask questions if it feels comfortable and if it feels right in the moment, because what we have to realize, when someone's diagnosed with cancer, they're navigating that journey right there and then and there.
In real time.
And they don't have answers right away because their doctors have maybe giving them the answers. They just know they have a diagnosis, but there's so much more to it than just the diagnosis. It's all of the doctor's appointments after, the tests afterwards, so we don't always have an answer. So listen, be there, just be present. Is
Meet
what
them where they are.
Yeah, I would say just
hear
be
you.
present in the moment.
Yeah, because some days they might feel really strong and be able to talk about it and really pour their hearts out, and other days they might just need some space and
Anything
some grace.
to do with
Yeah, and just sometimes you just shut down depending on your personality.
Yeah, very true. All right, thank you for that.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Steph and Kara when we come back from this break.